This is FanSpeak, a weekly live show where the fans of comics and its community are our guests. Well, hello everybody, and welcome. Of course, this is our fan speak this week, and I am Chester C. Busby III. Very happy to be coming at you guys today. I see we got a lot of people already in the chat. You guys are awesome. We got Joshua in here. We got Roger. I also see Manny from Good Dog Press. Hey, dude, man, glad to see your project's doing well, man. Really happy for that. And who else we got in here? We got Lady Celtic Moon. Nice. All right. Well, guys, do keep in mind we have all those links down below. Check them out as usual. And happy to everybody being over on the fan speak, which is really cool. But today we're mainly going to be talking about news and just kind of like a normal comics news today type show. We don't have a guest for today, although do keep in mind that tomorrow on the TFT Tinfoil Talk, we will be doing Ancient Aliens. We've covered that in several ways, but we'll do it again because our guest Ben Henderson wants to talk about it. So awesome, and that is Ben Henderson, who was on earlier this week from Cautionary Comics. He wants to come on and talk aliens, so rock on. We're doing that, and keep in mind, if any of you want to be part of that conversation, just let us know, and we'll put you on the show and have ourselves a talk about ancient aliens. I'm gonna have to dig deep tomorrow, Booster, because I need to be the one that has the unique stuff to say. Uh-oh. And Booster's decided not to talk to me at all.
Oh,
well.
bloody muted. You need to get that one guy with the weird hair. He's on the meme and he's got his head, or he's like aliens. That guy?
That guy, yeah, that guy. Yeah.
He's like, I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's awesome. But yeah, we're not talking Ancient Aliens, particularly the TV show. Although we could be, if you want to come on and talk about that show, then that would be cool too. Yeah, we have a lot of fun with TFT. It allows us to talk about conspiracy theories and have fun with them, because conspiracy theories are a lot of fun. I mean, some people take stuff way too seriously, but I don't think that's a conspiracy theory. I think that's just addiction and obsession. But conspiracy theories, unto themselves, are actually a lot of fun. Great conversation starters, and in the end, it doesn't matter what's true or not. They're just fun conversations, right? And I love that show, and it seems you guys too do as well. So definitely come over and join us for that. So our guest will be tomorrow, not today. But that's okay. We got plenty of things to talk to our panel about, and we got plenty of good news as well. So George, you were telling me something just before we came out that involved Bob's, and Booster was like, "Huh?"
No, that's boobs, not Bob's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. I made a comment regarding this new book, Wart or Warp. It's I don't know. It's a girl named Mandy.
It's a good start. Her name's Mandy. Okay.
And it's a wizard book.
Okay.
And I'm curious of how well it's received in the media, because I did a quick Twitter review, and there are people who said, "Oh, she's using her boobs to get guys to throw money at her," and others are saying, "Well, she's got it, flaunt it."
So basically, when you say book, you mean comic book. Just let me.
Yeah, a campaign.
Oh, it's an Indiegogo.
Yes, Indiegogo, and which brings the conversation into an interesting twist. If you don't have the talent, but you have the assets, is it morally right? But then again, if you do have the talent and you do have the assets, isn't that like a devastating combination?
Look, I'm just saying that if I was putting out a bloody Indiegogo page, you can bet I'm going to be on face cam and stream with my bulge poking out.
Oh, okay.
For the ladies.
Yeah, the ladies aren't going to care much about that, I'm afraid.
They're going to love it.
I'm looking at the page, and what I see is some whimsical, fun art. I see. I don't know how great the art is, but it's whimsical. I don't know. Some of the art is interesting, some of it's not. But I don't really see anything particularly sexual. I guess she's kind of shown she doesn't have much on the way of bobs, dude. I'm
Oh,
not really.
you have to see her videos that when she makes an appearance on Malin or her sales video
Uh,
that she used on Twitter, I believe.
okay, awesome. I mean, it's pretty normal for a lady to use her assets to sell things. I mean,
Oh, I'm
we
not
men
saying
are a bunch of
whether it's good
idiots. We
or
always buy it.
I'm not saying whether it's good or bad. I'm just pointing out that I believe this is the first for Comicsgate
Oh, I get it.
where we have this type of sales pitch
Hmm,
to the audience.
I see.
I'd say
And
Lady Alchemy did a bit of that, but she didn't actually really purposely throw it about. But whew, she is that as Martina Pacoda is a woman.
yeah, well, she didn't throw her body around so much, although she did on the pages, though. I don't know. I don't really care. Whatever. I mean, it's no big deal to me if you got a girl trying to be pretty and showing off a little bit to get the guy's attention. I mean, it's pretty normal. It's we men are easily led around by the nose. I mean, so the only thing I'd say about this project, because I'm looking at it right now, I guess I should bring it over and let the peeps look at it. I suppose. Let me just bring it into the browser here. This is it. Let me come back over. I'm not sharing with the guys. I guess I should, but I'll just wait a minute. Just show this off real quick. But it's yeah, it's I don't know. Looks like a kind of whimsical, quirky little book. I wish the art were more consistent. It's too bad, but maybe that's the intention. I don't know. It's not really my kind of thing, but I don't really see any problem with it at all. You go, girl. Huh. Anyway, so all right. Well, that was something. Did you have something you want to say about a booster?
It doesn't look like my kind of thing.
No, I don't think the art's really very tight, but
Not
sometimes art
particularly.
doesn't matter though. It depends on what the if it's really funny or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, some it's very weird because some of the art is really good actually. But anyway, if she wants to come on our show and push the book, we'd be happy to have her as we do anybody else. So you know, but it sounds like she's already got $1,500, which is cool. And of course, we do know that Mr. Manny, who's over here in the chat, he definitely has used a pretty girl to sell a book successfully, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we get Jimmy Ortiz in here too. Very nice to see you, Jimmy. There's plenty of source material. Yes. People have been using sex to sell things for years. Well, I would use the word millennia instead, but
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of implied it's a more recent thing.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah, something that's happened forever.
there's actually a town in ancient Kemet, or people call it Egypt, but and it's just a town. It's one of those kind of Pompeii type ones. It got buried by the city, so we have a lot of interesting things to look at. And just like in Greece or in Rome, there's actually a building that has a sign carved into the stone of the building. Right? It's just an advertisement. It's a brothel, and it has a penis sitting next to a pair of boobs. Very clear marketing. I get
Oh,
it, right?
mm,
So,
it's nice.
it's nice. It's very clear, you know. But truth in advertising, boy, that'd be nice to have, wouldn't it? What is this? Jimmy says, did he say if she wants to come on the show with a push up bra, I'd be okay with it? Yeah, dude. I didn't say that, but I'll say it if you like. And actually, if Manny comes on the show with a
Anybody,
push up
old man?
bra, he's welcome too.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-mm. You want to make the booster happy? There you go. But anyway,
Okay.
how you doing today, Dinale?
I'm doing fantastic. Clear weather. It's actually the sun is out, so I'm not burning like always.
Right.
And I've been working on the Immortal Mask, so that's been fun. So fun. So anybody interested with joining the newsletter, they can always join at dinalescomic@gmail.com. Look forward to it. I'm excited about it. And when it's ready, I'll start unveiling stuff.
Yep.
When will it be ready?
When it's ready.
Well, you know what?
I'm beginning to think guys, I'm beginning to think.
Are you? I told you to stop doing that. It's not good for your health. Yeah. Now, actually, yesterday, I went and I shaved my beard completely off, and
What?
my wife almost fainted.
Can we
What do you do
speak
that for?
of life?
I
I,
do it every few years or so. I don't know, just see my face,
I
clean
think
it
you
up.
gotta. I think you gotta get on the camera for just a second so we can see.
No,
Yeah.
I don't
I
think I
can't imagine
should.
what. Look, when I saw Manny without a beard, I was like, "What the hell? That's a totally different human being." I gotta see this.
No, I'm far
I think
too
the
young
people,
boy to show my face on my naked
I think
face.
the people demand this, Chester.
You know, the funny thing was, I shaved it off. She was kind of shocked. We went out. We got some dinner and did a little shopping. And by the time I came home, it was already coming back in. It is what it is. But I do it every few years or so. But because within a month it's going to be back basically where it was. So it's not a big deal. You're at that
You have
age.
a small window of opportunity.
Well, are you capable of growing a full beard yet?
I am. I can get
Yeah,
a
I mean,
lovely
even
little
the
bit.
little corners in the side of your lips and stuff come in.
Yeah. The
Cool.
problem is, Chester, is that I got a big buddy baby face and some chubby cheeks. So when I grow a beard, I look like a freaking neckbeard. I gotta be careful with what I do, Chester.
Oh, I see. No, I got a good face for a beard, I guess. But I'd say when I was around 26, I guess my the sides of that little side right there between the next to the corner of the lips, that's actually started growing in around that age, I say. Because it's weird. I had a beard like at 14, but it was straggly. It wasn't a great one. Takes time to come in. How about you, Denali? Can you get a full? Is it fully in beard yet?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just can't stand the itchiness. I can't pass that stage, so I just ends up shaving it off.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, no, no. I'm just because it takes a while where you can get you for most of us can get that full thing going in here. And of course, over in
Mhm.
here, what about you,
Oh
George?
my, well, I just realized this. My head was in such a mess. Um, we're talking about beards, and I actually did something about that. I actually
Mhm.
created a shaver that I've been selling for the last 5 years called Shaving. You go to shavinator.com, and you can get yourself a custom beard slicer for your face.
Okay.
Just thought I'd throw that out.
Oh, you're always making stuff, George, which is really cool. But the thing I've totally forgot because I always have this beard on is how absolute pencil thin my lips are. You forget about these things, which is probably why I shave it off every few years or so. I literally have no lips.
Mm.
Yeah, it is what it is. Um, anyway, let me go over to the news. What am I doing here?
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Talking about your beer. What kind of program is this?
but it was just funny because my wife was literally shocked. She was like, "You gotta have some." I was like, "All right, fine, fine, fine." All right. Anyway, here, let's jump into the first bit of news here. And it's video game news. Interesting. Now,
Yeah.
is this one that you brought up, Denali, or is this one of Samali's?
This is Somalis.
Oh, cool. Well, let's let Booster read this one because the rest of the stuff's yours.
Yeah.
Because I'm very interested in this. Sexualized female video game protagonists don't negatively impact women's body image, study says.
Hmm.
No shit.
Yeah, well, I thought it was interesting, especially that's what we started talking about to be the first one we go on about today. But here's the first thing I'll say about this. Let me read it a little bit. A study by psychiatrists on sexualized female video game protagonists has found, contrary to their expectations, that it doesn't have an impact on women's body satisfaction or aggression towards other women. A group of 4 researchers, these people, which is a bunch of women actually, conducted a study on the topic by surveying female players who had played a Tomb Raider game. All right. Titled Examining the Effects of Exposure to Sexualized Female Video Game Protagonists on Women's Body Image. Quite the study title. The study on sexualized female video game protagonists had women players going through a session of an unspecified Tomb Raider title. They were randomly given either a more sexualized or less sexualized avatar for their gameplay session. Following the conclusion of play, the women reported on their self-objectification and body dissatisfaction. Additionally, the four researchers measured levels of hostility and aggression towards other women. The research team appears to have expected sexualized female video game protagonists to have some kind of effect on their research subjects in this area, but the science proved otherwise, and it sometimes is want to do. Oh, I see.
I think they want
Here's
to.
the relevant conclusion from the paper's abstract. But it's like the things people these universities study. It's like, yeah, we already know this. It's a video game. That's why it didn't affect them. It's
I
not
know about
freaking
this other
real,
study, Chester.
huh?
Yeah, I know about this other study.
Yeah.
I think it was 9 out of 10 women that complain about how sexy the women are in media. They tend to be fat, boobless dykes.
They do. They do. That is true, and they're kind of the ones that
That's a
push the
study
narrative.
I've done myself.
That's true. Yeah, but we see a lot of these silly studies. It's like, yeah, we already know that, dude. You're wasting your time.
The study is flawed from the very beginning because I believe the characters that they were using for the women to play, they did not have details on the nails, the nail polish, the shoes.
Oh my god.
The type of designer clothing, the hair, the way it's, these details, in a very raw, animalistic sense.
Mhm.
When a woman walks in the room, she immediately notices what other women are in the room and what they're wearing. It's 100% territorial.
It can be. They can be very much that's that way. But I mean, it's
There's no way to portray that in a video game. It's
yeah.
impossible.
But I mean, the general issue with it though, George, that at our very base DNA point of us, again, and not coming into the opinion that a human can have, women are based upon what they feel, and men are based upon what they see. That's just our most base natural manner. So, it's a video game. Why would they care? If they had done the study more with men, I think they would have had a more interesting kind of results on what they were trying to look for. But this is just kind of silliness. We've seen this done before. I just thought it was funny because the one thing we know about studies is you can make a study and twist it any way you want to say whatever you want to say. Is really what was on my mind when I saw this. But what does the chat think? Do you guys have any opinion on this? As far as one side making up a study that supports their narrative. Of course, in this case, it actually backfired against their narrative, which happens sometimes. What do you think, Dinale?
I really have no opinion. I mean, like you guys have been saying a lot, is women are really aggressive playing. You can tell from a young age, and the only people that complain about it have already a negative body image already. So, like George said, this study is already not even. It's based on fault logics. Every study is, because when you're coming into it,
yeah,
if you're going to have negative thoughts already about your self-image, you're already going to reply negative, regardless if the character is sexualized or not.
That's right.
And a lot of it could concern with different action of triggers and stressors of one person's life.
Yeah,
Yay.
but I am curious though, because the new Tomb Raider series, which seems to be being successful, which is cool, she's not sexualized at all. They've changed that character completely.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Although Zach Hawkins has the best news of the day so far. Just realized I have corn dogs in the freezer. Happy, happy, joy, joy. I agree, dude.
I'm so happy for you, bro.
I am, dude.
I've said this once and I'll say it again. So the entirety of social justice, as a movement is a cult of dishonesty, right?
Oh yeah.
So what we got with the body positivity movement is that they're trying to tell themselves over and over again that it's okay to be fat, that they're not ugly, that they're fine, they don't need to self-improve, right? And you'll always find that these are the type of people that get extremely angry at the what they refer to as an over-sexualized representation of a woman in media, right? With the a classically beautiful woman on the screen just makes them furious because, well, women get jealous.
They can, but it is also interesting that my wife never thinks that way at all.
Oh, maybe because your wife is fine with how she looks.
I think she probably is, dude.
Yeah.
Because I certainly am. Mr. Thundero says, crazy that women don't derive their self-worth from pixels, right? Pixel Trader, speaking of pixels and sexiness, says, hi. Oh,
Hi.
hi. Hi. Anyway, I just thought it was cute. I wanted to mention it, but let's jump into the Dinale stuff because I know he's prepared for that. So, boom, there you go.
Sure. All right. So, from Variety, a new Flintstone series in the works from Warner Brothers Animation. Elizabeth Banks Brownstone Productions is now developing. They're taking over from Seth MacFarlane, whose project has fallen through and been shelved, and that they're working on developing that one. So Banks, and I'm afraid because she has a lot of that weirdness going on with her with her works.
Oh, sure.
She's the one. Yeah. She's the one behind the new Charlie's Angel. Thing. So,
well, she's the writer, I believe, right?
Right, and producer. So expect to be more of the same because where the Flintstones were more of the honeymooners in the Stone Age, I'm expecting some kind of, hey, Wilma has to clean up after the guy and all that stuff. More independence.
More I'm sure that's going to be Kellogg's bullcrap.
Yeah.
Well, this is being made for children or adults?
It's for children, but I put that caveat, but
yeah,
it won't be 2019 until the dinosaur comes out as transgender.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But actually,
Bam Ben's actually
go ahead, George. What are you trying to say, George?
The original characters were independent. Wilma and Betty were the epitome of a female independence in the original.
Of course they were. It was based on the honeymooners. That was the whole point. Their husbands are idiots, constantly doing stupid stuff, and the women always had to clean up after them. That was the whole joke, right? That's the whole point.
So how can they improve on that? That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm even interested. I mean, I grew up with the Flintstones, loved the Flintstones as a little kid, of course, but do we need a reboot of the Flintstones, really? I mean, we got what was that crazy annoying lady in the remake? They did a live action of Flintstones. It's got that Rosie O'Donnell. Oh my God. Oh man. But yeah, I don't even know if we need this kind of thing. But of course, they're going to woke it and to completely understand the subject matter, which is what they always do. They completely misunderstand the subject matter. But I guess we'll check it out. If it is good, I guess it would be cool for the kids to have the Flintstones back. But isn't it still in syndication? Don't kids still see the Flintstones?
If they have Boomerang.
Oh, so it's pretty much out of the mainstream. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. But nah, Flintstones are great, good family sitcom. I mean, it had a good heart and.
Of course, you love the Flintstones. It reminds you of your childhood, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does, and yeah, in more ways than one. I get Booster's joke, but actually, when I was playing in when I was a kid, I was in the Rhode Island Youth Stage Band. It was like the jazz band. It just kind of gets all the best jazz players in the state, right? I mean, every state's got one of those things. And we, our leader, our conductor, his name was Ted Collins, and he used to be a trumpeter for Diana Ross and a whole bunch of big time people. But he actually had us playing the Flintstones theme song in the band, and we could play that at any at varying speeds, and that was really a lot of fun, though. You guys know the theme song, right? Dun dun da da dun dun da da dun da dun da 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 da. It's a great jazz piece, actually, and we used to play it all the time. It was fun.
Yep.
Oh, Pixel's talking about that other news I saw. I saw Jeremy over at the Quartering talking about that. Pixel says all the cigarette commercials are removed, sadly. Well, it's just who cares if they remove cigarettes from Gears 5? It's just more the guy has to stand up and wave his hand, say, "Look at me! I did something! I did something! I virtued! Everyone clap for me!" It's this kind of nonsense that's going on, I suppose. Let's see here. ERT says Chester had the original car that you had to self-propel. Yeah, dude. Those are awesome back then. I remember in the day, Zach Hawkins says, I think I said it last time this was brought up. First episode will be titled Rock, Papyrus, Scissors, in which Betty and Wilma will be revealed as secret lovers because they feel neglected. Well, who knows? But here's the thing. Actually, you mentioned with that because the Frozen 2 is coming out this year. And now, my family wasn't a big fan of Frozen. I think the year before we had Tangled that had come out, and my family liked that much more. But nevertheless, I have heard, because Booster tells me all the degenerate stuff, that there's a huge amount of people that want to. What is this word you use, Booster? Ship? Is that what they call it?
Shipping, yes.
Yeah, they want to ship. Who the sisters in that? The Frozen sisters.
One
Damn
of
it.
them's Elsa.
Elsa
Yeah. And
and Anna.
and Anna.
Elsa and Anna. They want to
Yeah.
ship an Elsa and Anna, and they're very serious about it. And it's like, you do realize they're sisters, right?
Degenerate. It's absolutely degenerate.
This
The
doesn't seem to
strangest one,
matter.
though, is the one that's all over YouTube. And when I was talking about the dark side of children's YouTube,
Uh-huh.
one of them, there's all these really weird Elsa and Spider-Man videos. They are so strange. I don't recommend looking at it, but if you're disturbingly curious, and you want to be grossed out, yeah, Spider-Man and Elsa on the YouTube.
Well, at least they're not related. But I see
Yeah,
Pixel.
the videos are really gross.
He was referring to the Flintstones cigarette commercials. Well, yeah, but you know why they did that? Because in the Honeymooners, they would have these these little like placard intermission moments. It's like kind of early commercials. And they would have the cigarette company, like some of the early Chesterfields or stuff like that, would show up in it, and they were just kind of emulating that in the Flintstones as well. I get what you're saying though, but do you guys ever watch the Honeymooners, or are you just simply referencing a concept of the Honeymooners are great?
Honeymooners
yeah,
were
I watched
awesome.
it.
And in fact, Jackie Gleason was contemplating on actually suing the production company when the Flintstones cartoon came out. And his lawyer said, "Do you really want to sue Fred Flintstone, a beloved character across the world?
Right.
You'll be known as the man who sued Fred Flintstone."
Well, it looks just
and
like
he let
him.
it go. Well, no, it was obvious. It was exactly after his IP.
Oh yeah.
At the time, but he swallowed his pride and he let it go.
As you should. Yeah. And of course,
One
Barney's
of these
based on Ed
days.
Crampton. Yeah.
Yep. One of these days, pow, right to the moon.
Right to the moon. Yeah.
Oh.
Right in the kisser. But anyway, we'll see what they do. It could be fun, or it could not be. It also seems I haven't read it, but I just kind of skimmed through. It also seems that this lady is also going to be involved in the FX drama series Mrs. America. I thought it was Miss America. But anyway, we'll see. But we actually do have some news on FX, actually. So we'll have to get to that. But enough on that. Let's move on to the next one here. Go ahead, Dinale.
From Newsarama, Joker aims to get his swagger back with the help of John Carpenter. So basically, the new book, Joker, The Year of the Villain, is being co-written by John Carpenter.
Oh.
Interesting.
It's going to be gross.
Yeah.
You guys ever read that Lee Bergimero? I don't know how it's spelled. Pronounce his last name. You ever read that Joker story?
Yeah, I have that
gross.
book.
it was a really gross book. I remember when Joker skins a man and leaves the man flopping on stage. It was just like, ew.
Ew. Ah, but that's
That.
something Joker would do. It is interesting. I haven't
I want
heard
to.
from Carpenter in a while, so I guess it's cool that he's doing that. He's done these things before, though. It's not his first time being involved in comic books at all.
Right.
Yeah.
He also written with the same writer for this book, the sequel for Big Trouble in Little China.
Mm.
It's in
Oh
a
yeah.
comic book form now. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, someone over here is the one who recommended me to see it. Actually, I forget who it was. But Jimmy Oatmeal says Chester still has category people and blogs. Yeah, I should have remembered to change that. And you guys wanted me to change that to entertainment, I think, is what you told me, right?
Yes. So we
Right.
stopped getting weird videos in our play next.
Okay.
Which we're
Yeah,
still
I'll try to remember to do that next time. I actually think I'll just go into the main YouTube body because I don't have to add tags every time. I just you have a place where every video gets thrown onto, so I'll go do it over there. But
If
anyway,
you're gonna put tags, I recommend comics. Don't put anything like SJW or something. They come down on you for that crap.
why would I do that? I don't have anything like that in there. No,
That's good.
I have in
Just make sure.
comics, comic books.
Yeah.
I have in
Pop culture.
Indiegogo,
Yeah.
pop culture. Yeah, I got things like that in there. Yeah.
Oh, it works.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you, Jimmy. I'll try to remember that for tomorrow. I don't know. This is interesting. I've seen Carpenter's comics before. I mean, why not? I didn't even know he was still alive. So you know, I mean, it's cool, I guess. I'd like to see him make a new movie, but then again, the thing with John Carpenter in the '80s, he was just everything was a swing and a home run, right? And then after that, he just went downhill, unfortunately. But his '80s run was spectacular, though. I mean, there's some really good movies from John Carpenter in the '80s. Not least of which is one we watched here on Rabbit on Bunny Vision Movie Night, called "They Live." And if you haven't seen They
Yeah.
Live, you need to go watch that. And what is this? Pixel Trace says, glaringly missing hashtag cover crashers. Well, dude, you come in here and talk about them if you like. But I think this is cool. I'll look forward to it. We'll have to check it out. Maybe we should review it on the channel, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it might be fun. And a Carpenter doing Joker, that might be a lot of fun, actually. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Oh, no. Oh,
It was
no.
from Salimi, but yeah, Hasbro, when they bought the Power Ranger franchise from Saban, they're going to move forward with a new Power Ranger movie, but they're going to set to reboot the whole thing. Hopefully, that somebody stops them at the transformation robot design. I think a lot of the movie worked until they showed the robots, and it was crap.
Well, you know,
just let the poor thing die.
well, no, let's be fair though, Booster. I mean, I'm not a Power Ranger generation. I'm too old for that. So I never had interest. I just thought it was one of those goofy Five Ranger type of things. I've never and not interested at all in it. But that movie, until it got to the point where Denali just mentioned, I think it did a pretty good job overall. Actually, it wasn't bad. I mean, it's a teenage opera movie. It's for a younger audience, but I thought they did a pretty good job with the movie actually until the end.
Yeah, Power Rangers has a big problem. Its brand needs to stand out from one, Iron Man, two, RoboCop, three, anything by the Transformers, and they're having a real hard time. I mean, it's a real challenge for any creative to come up with original suit design, original robot design that people will not say, this just looks like another Transformers. This looks like another Voltron. I've seen it in the Marvel universe. Iron Man did it better. This is the problem that they're facing.
Well, it's
And
saying that the original
it's
cast is saying that there is a new one in the works, but it's not with them, right? Which I
Right.
think is unfortunate. I thought they did a pretty good job. I mean, I thought it was weird that Cranston was doing the voice of whatever the big head is, but I thought it was
Zordon,
good.
but
What a waste of
it
Cranston.
It wasn't weird for Cranston because Cranston's earlier works were with the Power Rangers.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I didn't know that.
So that's why.
Look, we should use our Cranston wisely. He's a very good actor. Why are we putting him as Zordon or in the first quarter of Godzilla?
That was
Give him
dumb.
some meat.
That was dumb. They should have left him. Boy, if they just think about it, if they did that with Godzilla Booster, if they left him alive and put in this last one, had him versus Watanabe as far as an ideological opposition, right? It would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
you can dream.
But I don't know what to say about this article. I'm probably not the best one to talk about it. I think the thing that pops in my head when I see Hasbro is the fact that how easily Hasbro is twisted to the dark side. Because Magic the Gathering and various things over at WotC have basically, in a way, blackmailed Hasbro into doing some of the nonsense identity politics things that are going on, particularly, say, Magic the Gathering. And Hasbro isn't necessarily inclined that way as a company, but they've been really pushed that way. So they're easily bent here, Hasbro is. So this is another issue. I didn't think there was a problem with the Power Rangers, but is this going to be another thing that gets woke?
Well, I mean, that Power Ranger version was kind of a little bit of wokeness, but we'll see what it happens. I mean, it's up in the air. They're trying to revitalize the brand from Saban, and we'll see how they do if they go with another Mighty Morphin Power Ranger or another Super Sentai team.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like they have a lot to work on because that show lasted for a long time. I never understood it, but people love it. And here in the
still
chat,
going on.
It is, I guess, yeah. And here in the chat, they're going on about it because these guys are the right age. Thundaro is saying Power Rangers deserve better. Pixel says they need to get Joseph Kahn and Adi Shankar to do the Power Rangers short as a full movie. Okay. Thundaro says need to either lean into the campiness or lean all the way out. That's interesting. After the show, spent 15 minutes watching this awesome little short he's talking about. He puts a link up there. That thank you, Pixel. Thundera continues. I want to see Lord Drakon on the big screen. I have no clue who that is. Who is Lord Drakon? Sounds like
evil
a dragon-based guy.
No, it's the guy who played the White Tiger Ranger and the Dragon Green Zord. And it's from an alternate universe where he's evil and all that stuff. But if you haven't watched the show, you're not getting anything what I'm saying.
I'm too old. Leave it at that. It's way beyond my ken, right?
Right.
What about you, Booster? You're a younger guy. Do you know anything about Power Rangers?
Oh man, I cannot remember some of these. I'm pretty sure some of these. What do they call it? Sabin or something. A few of their shows aired here, but it was
Saban,
such a long time ago, like Beetleborgs, right?
Yeah, I think you're a bit young for Power Rangers. Actually, Booster here, being a mid-20s boy, you actually were pretty lucky because I feel like during the early '90s, cartoons got really kind of stupid. I mean, more so than normal. But then when my kids were young, because my kids are around your age, Booster, they had a great run of cool stuff, dude. Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack.
Justice League, boy.
Justice League, the Teen Titans. You guys had some
early
killer
2000s,
stuff.
Late 90s was a great time for cartoons.
Yeah. So you're pretty lucky.
And also in New Zealand, the dub for Dragon Ball Z was airing the time I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Pretty good time.
I still like the Vegeta voice from the Ocean dub, where it was a raspy, not the deep voice that he had for Funimation.
Yeah, my kids watch Dragon Ball. I never got the thing of it. It's been 20 minutes of a show, just someone going, like that.
Well, yeah, the problem with the show was that it was very popular, but it keeps catching up to the manga because at that time it was being drawn and to put out filler, they just did 20 minutes of them staring at each other and powering up.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
And
Oh
someone
yeah, it
Yeah.
was ridiculous. Kids
One
loved
of
it
them
though.
would throw a punch, and then all the people observing the fight would be like, "Oh, how did he do that?"
Right. You know,
Right.
here's an interesting comment actually in the chat. Thundara says the video is incredible. Let's talk about that little short Power Ranger short that Pixel's suggesting you check out. He says that the video is incredible, Pixel. Probably too mature though. Um, uh, and a little bit of trivia from Pixel. I didn't know this. Our very own Dan Fraga designed the helmets for that short. Cool, dude. But you know, I would say that. I think one of a lot of times in reboots or you know, nostalgic movies or TV shows that are redone after a period, I think one of the mistakes they make is trying to capture the original feel of the show instead of trying to apply it to the fact that hey, your kids, your viewers are now adult, so why don't you upgrade it to their age demographic? You know what I mean? I think they should.
Well,
Yeah, they're
actually,
trying to capture the new generation of kids, but it is a battle to get their attention.
It is. It is. That is fair. Pixel says the kids next door. Yeah, my kids watch that. Courage the
Yeah.
Cowardly Dog. That I like that one myself. Bill and Mandy. I thought that was kind of stupid. Ed, Ed, and Eddie like that. Forces Home for Imaginary Friends. Yeah, no, these are all stuff my kids grew up on as well. So you know, I guess
It's
many
fun
of you
going.
guys are similar.
I'll take Spider-Man the animated series, X-Men, Batman, and Gargoyles over anything that came out of the late '90s. I wouldn't have done that voice if you didn't start your sentence with
Well, I have to say though that Gargoyles
But
is
that's a
one of the
killer
best shows
lineup,
ever
though.
done. Actually,
Yeah, that is a
Beast
killer lineup of
Wars.
cartoons. Yeah. Oh, Beast Wars.
Beast Wars, Transformers, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, no
Kick ass,
Gargoyles.
man.
You know, we should do a retrospective on Gargoyles, actually, dude.
It's been so long since I've seen Gargoyles, but I should check that out again sometime.
Dude, it's a very impressive show. What great writing, and of course, this is coming. I don't know. I have to do research to do a retrospective on it, but for some reason, I always felt that the team that did Gargoyles, was somehow connected to the team that did Batman the Animated Series. They had such a
I
similar
think it
feel to
was.
them. Because just killer
No,
stuff.
and then Greg Weist, I believe, was the creator.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, that would be R-rated if made into a full movie. Hey, why not? Why not do an R-rated Power Rangers? I
Yeah,
mean,
why
upgrade
not?
it. You know, make it cool and interesting. SWAT cats. How dare you, sir? Get out of here with that. Next thing I know, we're going to be talking about pizza samurais and stuff.
Or extreme dinosaurs and street sharks.
Oh wow.
Some of the more failed TMNT ripoffs, but
Yeah.
damn, did I love those as a kid. I had all the toys.
Yeah, you know something that they never talk about that
Oh,
I'd really
Mighty
like to see
Ducks.
redone is
God.
Thundar the Barbarian.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love that show, but no one ever talks about that. It doesn't get any love. He's too manly for him, I guess.
Actually, we want to make quiet on that.
Why?
Well, in this climate,
Oh, in this
what do you
day
think
and
they're
age.
gonna?
Oh, yeah, right. You're right. Right.
Yeah.
Look what they did to the Thundercats. Yeah, it's true.
Oh yeah.
She-Ra,
Yeesh.
a complete lesbian cast. That's what everybody
Yeah.
wanted. It was a lesbian She-Ra.
Yep. That's because it's for girls.
Yeah, I
Not
don't
for
think the women like it either.
boys.
Well, this is the thing, though, that I was trying to talk with Preston the other day, and I got his point completely. He made some good points, actually. Having Preston on is, I think he's a nice panelist to have on because he's got a different point of view and he's well spoken. But so he made some very good points. But one of the point I was trying to make is the same thing that comes into She-Ra. It's like, isn't it? If you're sitting there and you're picking on gay people in your show, we all agree, hey, that's not cool. You know, don't be mean, right? But at the same time, isn't it just as mean and awful to take a heterosexual character and force them into homosexuality? Isn't that just as bad? Isn't it?
not from their point of view.
Well,
Yeah, not
I
from their
mean,
point of view.
it
It's
seems
double
to
standard.
it's obviously double standard, right?
Yeah.
Because you know if you had something that was you know doing you know being mean and just nasty to gay people, I don't think any of us would appreciate it or support it. I mean, why? But anyway, it's just it gets me. But anyway, I don't know about this. I'm not a Power Ranger person, but I tell you what, if they put out a badass movie, I'm gonna like it.
I
Next.
mean, it can be done.
It can be done. Of course, it can be done.
Yeah.
This is going to trigger the entire planet. Go ahead, Dinale. My wife was triggered, actually. Go ahead.
Oh,
From Mail
this is
Online.
bait.
It is
Yeah.
bait, dude. Yeah.
It's super bait. The black woman who will be the next 007's new James
What?
Bond film.
Yeah, go ahead, dude. Yeah.
All right. The new James Bond film feature British actress taking over. That should be comma.
Lashana Lynch.
Lynch
Mhm.
taking over the famous code name, but it doesn't stop the legendary agent trying to seduce her.
Okay. All right. Now
But
hold on a second.
Woo!
Now, here we go. Are you
that's a
guys
long.
ready? Are you ready? Hold on a second. Hey,
Go,
baby.
go.
Hey, baby. Can you come here, baby? Hold on a second, guy. I get my wife over here. Come on over here, baby. Hey, stand right next to me. Right over here. Get close to the mic. Get close to the mic. Okay. I'm going to show you. Oh, thank you for the kisses. That's very nice. Now, yes, thank you. Hi. Now, I'm going to show you the picture of the new James Bond. Are you ready? Are you ready? She's ready. Here we go, guys. There she is. Speechless. She says speechless. Now, understand that this is not only bait, this is a trick. Because what they're doing here is James Bond, and we already mentioned this a couple months ago, I think, Dinelli, actually. It's been a while ago we mentioned this. James Bond is
Yeah.
retired, living in the Bahamas, but there's a threat that only he's bad enough to deal with. So they send the new James 007 James Bond. Now understand, it's not just the 007 and whatever her name is. It's 007 James Bond. Her comes to the Bahamas to retrieve him to come back and do what only he can do. So understand that Craig is going to be James Bond in the movie. This is a trick. Now they're using it maybe to set up and see how much backlash comes to see if they can actually get away with it in the future. I don't know, but that's what they're doing. This is a twist. This is a trick. It's a sneaky little loophole. And of course, the question for me is, why would James Bond be the agent name? And certainly she can't walk around the world saying, "I am James Bond." James Bond. She can't do that. So what the hell is this nonsense? But that's what they're doing. Understand that's what's
Child,
happening.
I'm Bond. Lashana Bond.
Goodness gracious. What, ooh, a nice little shot there from an old lady. Not bad looking the old lady. Yeah, there we go. What do you think about this, George?
I'll say it again. What?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There it is. What?
Yeah.
This
Because
is
basically,
what black people have been reduced to in current year. Bait to piss off other people. It's casting bait just to get people riled up so that they know about the show, right? You know what they always say about publicity, and bad publicity still being publicity, right? No such thing as bad publicity, rather. Well, maybe they really do believe that, and they're trying to get as many outrage clicks as possible because outrage travels like crazy.
Roger Heller says, Chester, you better be right. Dude, we covered this leak a couple months ago. I don't remember how
yeah,
long ago, but we covered this already. We told you they were doing this, right? Because we
yeah,
saw that leak, right? And we covered that news. And I guess we made a little bit of supposition on it, but we're perfectly right. Same crap they did with Doctor Who and the Masters and the Master and Clara won. Yeah, no, it is the same thing, dude. And we know that Britain and the BBC in particular are incredibly broken. They're just really broken. They run stories like in the future, white people will be bred out and there shall be no more white dominance. And it's like, so basically the BBC is promoting the death, the actual euthanization of the white race. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you, BBC. Good job, Britain. But
Well, they did sending Tommy Robinson into jail.
yep,
So
yeah,
why not
for
destroy
nothing.
a franchise?
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, the thing about Tommy Robinson, I keep, you guys have heard me say his name before on the show. The thing about Tommy Robinson is that rule that they have on where you're not allowed to actually, cover in the news, current cases that are ongoing. It's the actual law in Britain. Many of the big mainstream BBC and other news streams do it all the time, and no one has actually ever been prosecuted for it. Tommy is the first one, and he's gone to jail twice now for it. So the agenda against Tommy Robinson is ridiculous, but and their slip is showing, and I hope this backfires on them in the most spectacular way, because the government is over in Britain needs to be burnt down, hardcore burnt down, right? I mean we
Metaphorically speaking.
well, we over here in we Americans
Well,
complain about Pocahontas and this Cortez girl. We complain about these people,
yeah.
but they're nowhere near the insanity of what's
Well,
going on in Britain, dude.
the Queen would need to basically invalidate the cabinet, which is in her constitutional authority
It is.
as the monarch to do so. So if Britain really wants to get rid of the current government, the Queen has to initiate that.
And she won't. But Charles might. But that lady just is going to live forever. I mean, how old is she now? 150? I mean, it's ridiculous, right? But those blue bloods, they got that Nephilim blood in them. They're all aliens. We should talk about that tomorrow, I think, maybe. But here's my real question I got for the chat. Let's now. This is supposedly your new pseudo bond, and it's obviously a test to see if they can get away with it. But
Right.
is there anything at all alluring, attractive? Is there anything about this woman that draws you to her in any way? Because James Bond is supposed to be the guy that women are desperate to get in bed with and men desperately want to be. Right, that's James Bond. That's
Right.
the whole shtick, right? Does this
Right.
woman radiate that in any way at all? Booster. Let's ask Booster because he's the most desperate of us for sure. Booster,
She is a powerful woman. If you don't think so, you just a racist ass white cis hetero Nazi man.
is she sexy?
You're just
Oh no,
afraid
no,
of
God,
her.
no.
I don't think she is. But
I
me
wouldn't shag
personally,
her on my worst day.
on your worst day. Yeah. See, now I'm the tough person to ask that because I'm sure someone's going to yell at me for this, but I don't find African women particularly attractive personally.
Uh-oh.
Um, I just don't. But
You're not allowed to
then
say
again,
that. You're not allowed to have racial
I certainly
preferences.
can because there's plenty of white lady types I don't like either. But you guys know I have a, a particular Asian
Yellow fever.
leaning to me.
Yeah. Particular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do. I like the Asian
Yeah.
ladies, but I
Yeah.
just I don't find it. So I'm not the right person to ask, right? Because it wouldn't matter
Mhm.
who they put up here. I'm not going to find her very attractive. What about you, Dinale? Is she attractive?
Man, that's a hard question. That's like jumping into a minefield. Like when your wife asks, "Does this dress makes me look fat?" What do you say in that situation? Are you
Yes.
honest?
I always say yes.
Honest?
Yeah. I don't know,
Yep. And
baby, is she pretty? No comment. Yeah, she's just
see,
flabbergasted. Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know,
see,
dude.
yeah.
Stop
We'll just
hitting on the
say,
Asian chefs. I shall not, Mr. Thundero. I shall always and continually, until my most 90th and 100th year, if I should be so lucky, be hitting on the Asian ladies. Thank you very much, sir. But I don't know what about you, George? Is she a pretty lady?
No.
Yeah.
There, this goes completely against the brand that has been established. She is a good-looking woman, but it's not the brand of James Bond. 50 years of an established brand.
Yeah.
You cannot go against it. You cannot go against the grain like this. It's impossible. It's been proven constantly over and over and over. Do anyone remember the Bewitched movie?
oh yeah.
No. It's like Charlie's Angels, it's Ghostbusters. All these brands that have been ingrained in society, socially.
Mm.
I mean, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. I mean, Darth Vader. The Force is with you, or all that stuff is built into the lexicon of everyday normal
It is.
conversation, and
Especially
going
Bond.
against it.
Yeah.
It's how to not make money 101.
It seems so.
Basically,
there is no other way around it.
Yeah, basically what George is saying for to bring it home, she's new Coke.
She is new Coke. Yeah. Mighty
She's
Geek
actually kind
Studio
of cute
says
with long
Chester,
hair.
she doesn't have the look to be Bond. That I think so. She just needs an afro. Ego 43.
I was just looking at pictures of her with long hair. She's actually kind of cute with it. She's
Yeah,
far more shaggable than this. What she's got going here. Ooh.
Well, that's why I asked you guys, because I don't really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the right person to ask in the situation. I just don't. Yeah, it is what it is.
I just realized this is the woman who's playing Maria Rambeau, the Black Captain Marvel.
Oh, all right. There you go. But whatever. I just think it's a sneaky bit of nonsense that they're doing with this, and it's because they wanted to have Idris Elba be the next Bond, is what they wanted, and I think everyone yelled and screamed at the top of their lungs, "You better not!" And they that got nixed. And of course, it's nothing against Idris himself, because we love Idris Elba. That guy's a killer actor, dude. I mean, he's really one of the best British actors that's going on. Actually, if you don't believe that, go check out Luther. Huh?
Even so, he's going to be amazing in the upcoming Hobbs and whatever his name is.
Oh,
Shaw.
I think he's going to be badass, dude. You see what he did in frickin' Firefly, Serenity? I mean, I love Idris Elba, but no, he's not Bond. But I think they got butthurt, and this is their response. It's like, because they do that a lot, and the first thing that Booster said today when we brought this article up is the most apropos thing to be said. They are using black people to piss people off. Now, for me, that's racism. That's actually racism, because that's exactly what they're doing. They put her in this movie just to say, well, you don't want to Idris Elba, well, fine, take this then, you Nazi trolls. That's exactly what this
Same
is,
thing
dude.
they did with Ariel.
Oh, it's the same thing they're doing there, yeah.
They know what they're doing. They know
yeah.
exactly that'll upset people.
And yeah, no, that's right. Very good, Mighty Geek Studios. He's reminding us in the original source material, James Bond is actually a widower. That's true. Of course, I don't think to be a Mighty Geek. To be honest, dude, I don't think many people have actually read the books. I think mainly they've seen the movies, dude. But anyway,
well, they did kill
yay.
off his wife. Remember, with Her Majesty's Service.
Yeah, Secret Service. Yeah. No, I do. I read a whole bunch of the books when I was a kid, dude. I used to read a lot of.
But they also filmed the wife in the scene where she gets killed.
Oh, they did in the. You talk about the original one before they got Connery on board. Oh, I see.
No, not Connery. It's after Connery. The one George Lazenby.
The one that was in between when they had Roger Moore. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, Her Majesty's Service. Yeah, and
yeah, but
he got married in that film, and they killed her off at the end of the movie. Spoiler for those who didn't watch it. It's about 50 years behind there. So there you go. But yeah, they did show him as a widower.
A widower, yeah. The death of his wife made James Bond the man he is. Yeah, fair point. All right, well, we could talk to death on this, and I think we've all covered. We all know exactly what this is. It's bait, it's nonsense, and I feel bad for this lady because she's being used just to make a racial political point. And same thing with the Ariel girl. And you could say, well, why don't they notice this and not be a part of it? But then again, it's a paycheck. I mean, they have to keep their living. They have to make a living, right? So.
Right.
Well, it is what it is. Moving on. Oh, speaking of Bond and awesome villain dudes.
Yeah. Christoph Waltz is to reprise his role in this upcoming Bond 25 film from his last role. So he's back to play Bond. There you go. Spoilers alert. He has returned.
Well, Christoph Waltz is an amazing bad guy. This guy is a good actor in general, but damn, he's a great bad guy, man. Actually, when you think of great bad guys, who comes to your mind first, George? When you think of really good bad guys, George. I lost
Oh,
George.
George isn't here.
What do you think, Booster? When I say bad guy, who comes to your mind?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is Heath Ledger's Joker, I guess.
Heath
What do you mean,
Ledger's
like an actor?
Joker. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. What about you, Dinale?
Famous bad guy.
Yeah.
Blofeld.
Blofeld. That sounds really
Mhm.
familiar, dude. Where's that from?
Oh, that would be called James Bond.
An old Bond villain. I get it.
Yeah.
But I did like his role that he played in it. I like him in other movies I've seen him in. I'm going to say something I think will probably get me in trouble over here, but I actually think one of the best bad guys we've seen in a really long time is the dude who played Voldemort. I know, Harry Potter.
You mean?
What, Ralph Fiennes?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah,
He
Ralph Fiennes.
killed
Do you,
that dude.
he did that role well. I just don't think Voldemort's a very good villain.
Right.
Well, I mean, I'm just talking about the actor, really.
Yeah, of
But
course. Of course,
he
Ralph Fiennes is
killed that
great.
dude. That was beautiful.
Yeah. Have you seen In Bruges?
No, I haven't.
No, he's a bad guy in that, and he's fantastic.
He's a good actor.
Mhm.
Pixel says the original trilogy Emperor. Yeah, and even to a point, Darth Vader, because they really pulled those characters off well. And in a way, with the Emperor in particular, they used him kind of like the shark. You didn't see
Yeah.
him much, but when you did, boy, was it powerful, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ooh, what about Vincent D'Onofrio? I cannot pronounce his last name to save my life. The Kingpin, the guy from Daredevil.
Oh, dude, D'Onofrio, he
Yeah,
killed
Yeah.
that dude.
yeah,
That
yeah.
There's a DiNapoli. Yeah.
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio is a badass. He's also an insufferable SJW, but nevertheless, uh,
It's a shame,
it is a
but
shame.
I don't care.
Uh,
He's my Kingpin.
Manny says Alan Rickman. That's a name that
Oh,
sounds super familiar to me. What did he do, Denelli?
Severus, bro.
He
Oh yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
but he was
Was
also
that a
in Die
bad guy?
Hard.
Yeah, that's right.
Die
He
Hard.
was a great guy,
And
a great bad guy in
Mm.
Die Hard.
yeah,
But see, Snape isn't a bad guy from my point of view, though.
right. But in Die Hard, he was the
He
bad guy.
he
He was the main
was,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kilgrave
So
was a great villain. There you go. Commodus, Commodus, Thunder. I don't know who this character is. I probably do know. I just don't recognize the name.
Just gonna Google that real quick.
Yeah, Commodus.
Roman Emperor. Huh.
Roman Emperor.
from Gladiator.
Oh,
From Gladiator.
Gladiator. Oh, you're talking
Ah,
about the. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
Joaquin Phoenix.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was okay. That wasn't bad. It's kind of then you can get into, of course, Game of Thrones, and they throw a rock and you hit a
Li-
villain.
Littlefinger.
Little.
until they messed him up.
Yeah, well, they really should redo season 7 and 8, not just 8.
We
That
don't
was
talk about those seasons. Yeah.
Yeah, those are horrible. Hans Gruber, yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, I'm happy to see Christoph Waltz come back. This is a really good actor. He does a great job, and he pulls off a wonderful villain. So it's just nice to see that the good actors are still allowed, even though he's an obvious white German man. He's still getting work. So.
The Inglorious Bastard. He played that role perfectly.
Yes, he did, dude. Inglorious Bastards is a very, because the thing that's a Tarantino film, yeah, and
Yeah.
I am very hit or miss with Tarantino personally. There's a lot of his movies I can't stand. He's made 8 so far, and I'd say most of them I don't like. But Inglorious Bastards I really enjoyed.
As long as you like Pulp Fiction, we can still be friends.
Oh, Pulp Fiction is a culture turning movie. I mean, that's what
All
made
right,
him famous, dude. Yeah.
I'm okay. We're okay
Right.
then.
But
Let me see.
what
I'll
other
see.
movies do you like from him? And he's got some good villains too, though. But what other movies do you
Reservoir
like?
Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs was okay. I didn't mind that. That's early
What's that?
Tarantiino, though.
Glorious
Yeah.
Bastards.
I like that one.
Okay.
I-
No one likes this one, but I love Django Unchained.
I hated that movie. Just like the Hateful Eight. I didn't like that either. What was that? He made a movie with had this black detective lady,
Jackie
um,
Brown.
Jackie Brown, and I think that was okay. It was kind of eh. What else has he done? Oh, the
He's
Kill
done Kill
Bill.
Bill.
Screw that crap,
Hmm.
man. I
Mhm.
didn't. I hated Kill Bill. Um, although Dust Till Dawn, I loved,
Yeah, but he didn't direct that. He wrote it and produced it, but he didn't write
and
that
he
one.
was in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Anyway, we don't want to get into jump off on that. But Jackie Brown was kind of middle for me. It was. I didn't hate it, but
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs is better than Pulp Fiction. Mr. Thundaro says. Hmm. I think it's a
I
better
disagree, but I
story.
wouldn't judge him.
I think it's a better story. But I
Mm.
think Pulp Fiction is certainly a better movie. The chemistry
Mm.
between Jackson and what's his
Travolta.
friggin' Travolta
John
was
Travolta.
unbelievable, dude. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, Reservoir Dogs is a straight up kind of whodunit mystery kind of twist in a way. But with the Pulp Fiction, the story idea is just wacky, dude. Basically, the general belief of that movie is that glowing thing that is in the briefcase that they're carrying around is the soul of a dead hitman or a dead gangster leader. So it's a
No,
weird movie
It's
too.
it's a MacGuffin. It's totally
It is a
mysterious.
MacGuffin. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
yeah,
it has nothing to do with the story.
right.
Yeah.
No, but what it was really is Marcus, the black guy who gets pawned in the pawn shop.
Yeah, yeah, Marcus. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great movie though. Michael Ironsides. Oh my God, dude, you had to bring it, didn't you, Eagle? Michael Ironsides
Hmm.
is absolutely awesome in everything he does. I love that guy. It's kind of like Peter Weller for me. If I see Michael Ironsides in something, I'm watching it. I don't care how beady it is, and trust me, Michael Ironsides has been in a lot of B crap, but that dude is freaking killer. He's on my Peter Weller list. So True Romance, though, he just wrote. Oh, goodness gracious. Anyway, let's move on. I'm happy about
Yeah.
that news, though. Today, we've had some, in general, interesting news. There's only one that's really stupid.
Hmm.
Until now, I don't know. Go ahead, Dinale.
Some variety. Disney is shutting down FX Plus subscription
Mm,
services, which is good, and moving it to Hulu. So basically, here's the game plan they're going to do with all the
yeah.
subscription services. If it's not on Disney Plus, it'll go to Hulu.
Well, here's the thing, though. Do you think
Hmm.
we're going to come to a point when they've consolidated everything into Hulu that they actually then just consolidate it into Disney Deluxe?
I am pretty sure they're going to do that because
So do I.
they're going to buy out Comcast for Hulu's stake, and once they got that, there you go, Disney Deluxe. You get Disney Plus for the family, and then Disney Deluxe for everything else.
Yeah, well, there you go. Now, here's the interesting thing, Denali. What would you say in the 10 plus months or 10 months or so we've been doing this show? What do you think? We made a bunch of predictions, and so far, what do you think our prediction percentage correctness rate is?
We're about, not to tune our own horn, about 85%, right?
I know. I would say we're 100%, actually. I don't think we've actually been wrong yet. But
Yeah.
and I really think that in the end, you are going to see Disney have everything under one umbrella, and they're simply going to separate it by studio name. I think is what it's going to be.
Right. Because they have SBN, and they're already talking about, if you buy the subscription for Disney Plus, they'll say, here, bundle Hulu and
Yeah,
SBN
that's right.
with it,
That's
and
right.
that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, and I think it's going to just eventually be just kind of normalized under one banner, right?
Right.
And I think that's what because over here, keep in mind one of the things over here in Japan we've seen that you guys haven't seen is here in Japan they're already doing commercials on the TV selling Disney Deluxe. They're calling it Disney Deluxe here in Japan. And I have a feeling when they start actually dropping that thing full on, because in the West they already have the Disney Channel, right? It already
Right.
exists, the Disney Channel. But I'm telling you, what I'm seeing over here in Japan, I think you're going to see in the West. I think they're going to fall. It's all going to fall under the umbrella of Disney Deluxe, and then they're going to have it separated out, just like Denali had just said. I have a feeling. The mouse wants it all. Yes, they do. Now, just imagine if Walt Disney, or at least like-minded people, were still in charge of Disney right now. How wonderful the world would be. Just imagine that, right? Because what was Walt Disney all about? Making magic, making people happy, wonder, dreams. That's what the dude was all about. He wasn't about his any kind of nonsense. I'm sure he had his politics. Everyone does, but he had a vision for Disney, and the vision today is white man bad, orange man very bad, and that's what's going on, and it's really sad, dude. But this is not here nor there. I think you and I expected this to be happening anyway. So
Yeah.
So I don't even really see FX. When I see stuff, it's either distributed through another marketer or Netflix or something like that. So because I don't even have it over here.
Which makes why NBC and all the other things are putting all their contacts in subscriptions, because they see Disney and they're getting worried. Like, we have to change. If Disney's doing this, and we don't adapt, we're gonna be extinct, pretty much, or bought out by Disney.
Well, I think
as well.
the access we've seen with CBS, we know NBC's working on stuff. I think with the debacle that's going on with CBS, I think is showing us that they're already too late, dude. Even Warner Brothers with a DC Online or DC, what do they call it, Booster?
You mean the DC Universe?
The DC Universe. I think they're just too late to the game. And because really, when it comes down to it, you have Disney, you have Netflix, and you have Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime's a little late to the game as well, but Amazon has the money to do whatever the hell they want to do. So I think all of those other things are going to fall to the wayside, and they're going to have to end up syndicating or paying themselves in, like the old cable format. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, we'll see what happens. It is a bright new day. I don't know, bright. Right. It's new anyway. But nevertheless. Hey, George, you back?
All this, yeah, I had internet issues.
Oh, okay.
Regarding all this, I foresee Amazon actually pulling ahead of Disney. Amazon has an entire ecosystem.
They do.
Watch a movie, order your food, buy your products, whatever. I mean, they got an entire ecosystem. Disney doesn't have an ecosystem. They just have brands and toy products. They don't have cooking utensils and X-Acto knives and widgets for your car and stuff like that. Everyday person is going to Amazon. Only geeks and people who just want to get entertained go to Disney. Well, they're getting the entertainment on Amazon already as well.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, I think Amazon can do what they want. They have the wealthiest company on the planet, actually. But the thing about Amazon, though, is to this point they have not done a great job. Mainly, most of the stuff they have on their Amazon Prime is older stuff, which is kind of cool. It's nice that I can get older stuff. But their original material, they've either not done a good job with, or they have something that is cool and they cancel it. So they're not really in the flow yet. I think what Amazon needs to do is go out and hire a director, producer team that's in charge of their stuff and makes things happen. And they have the money to pay for it, right? I think that's what they need to do. Because they're kind of lacking. Netflix, we know Netflix can be hit or miss in a hardcore way, but at least Netflix does really puts their best foot forward often. Whether you like it or not, they do that. I think Amazon is floundering yet still, in my opinion. What do you think, Booster?
Huh? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, okay. All righty. Anyway, I think that we've covered that point pretty well. Anyway, Thundero says, the mouse is dead to me, and he will stay dead. All right, sir. All right, then. Zach says,
Disney is. Crap. Look, I just read a tweet by Sky News saying that Billy Incher, whatever the hell this guy's name is, and Seth Rogen say it's an unsolved mystery whether Timon and Pumbaa in Disney's Lion King are gay, and say that more family films should include LGBT characters. That's just what I had to just read that, so I'm letting you all know that. That's a Sky News tweet, boys.
They're all virtue signaling homosexuality right now, which is
Timon
interesting.
and Pumbaa are gay for each other. No one can be just male friends anymore. They have to want to bang.
That's true. It is true. And, another thing I've heard is them coming out and saying that the Lion King is just a white supremacy Nazi story. And it's like, you do realize the entire cast is black. The entire cast.
Wait a minute.
Nice things. These people are insane.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. They're saying the Lion King is a white supremacy story?
Yep. That's what they're saying.
Wow. It's taken them this long to figure it out? I'm shocked.
Yeah. Well, then they're all jumping on that bandwagon too. But no, it's they're idiots. And they are all promoting. You're right, Thundero. It's just, but every one of them. We had Tom Holland, Green, all of them come out virtue signaling for the homosexual stuff, and they're not, but they're not doing it in a positive way though, right? It's one thing to say, hey, I'd like to see some more gay characters and stuff, and like, all right, well, let's see it, right? That's not what they're doing. They're tearing down one thing to promote another. This is the same reason why I hated Endgame, because they tore down the old characters to try to build up the new ones. And I get all the spectacle and all that stuff where people liked about Endgame, but at the core of that movie, it was hateful, right? And it's the same kind of crap as we're seeing out of Tom Holland and Spider-Man. Why do we need no cis heterosexual man? And this thing he just read for Seth Green and stuff like that. It's just this typical Hollywood crap where they have to tear down everything in order to promote their own thing. It's all about toxicity and hatefulness, and that's what the progressives have become. And the funny thing for me is, the Democrats, the leftists, the liberals, wherever they were, they used to be about supporting the worker, supporting the people, right? At least, as far as their front agenda. And now they've just turned into this absolutely toxic, hateful thing, dude. By that logic, Thundero says Black Panther is a black supremacist movie. Well, Black Panther is a black nationalistic movie. For damn sure.
But we're allowed to be black supremacists. That's the difference. Because of slavery. Because of slavery, Chester.
Well, I don't know anything about that. I have never owned a slave.
Slavery. It happened. I'm not over it.
I suppose this, and of course, it never happened to them. It never happened to their parents or their grandparents or their great-grandparents, etc. But for some reason, it matters, because I don't know about you, Booster, but I've never owned a slave. Matter of fact, I've never known anyone who in my life who has owned a slave.
Have you? I got a few.
You do? You get a few? Okay.
Yeah. They're tied up right now. They're in the closet here. Yeah. Shut up!
But I do know there's a few places in Africa I could go right now and buy a slave. No, it can't be possibly true, but it is. Anyway, I think we've beaten everything quite well to death. Thank you very much today. So thank you for coming in here and joining us and sticking through our nonsense. We hope you guys enjoyed the show and had some interesting articles, and we got you to think. It's all about making you think. Or not, but nevertheless, we really enjoy you guys being in here with us. Now, do keep in mind that tomorrow we are talking Ancient Aliens. We're going to have Ben Henderson on from Cautionary Comics, who's going to be talking about the Ancient Aliens. And if you want to be on that show, if you want to come out and give your opinion and talk about Ancient Aliens, Pixel Trader, then you should definitely be here. And that also goes for Thundero, because it's going to be fun. There's a lot of things to talk about, and I'm still racking my brain trying to find an ancient alien that no one else really knows about, so that I can be special. All right then.
Well, hold on a second. Is that all?
That's
it. All you're looking for? Well, we have one already in our midst.
We do. Okay, you had a joke there. You were building it. Let's see the punchline.
Booster.
Oh God. You got to write this stuff down. You You got to work it out. Go ahead, Booster.
I'm a free man.
He is a free man, an alien. Aliens are a hoax. Well, dude, Zach Hawkins, come on and tell us that. Because TFT is all about fun. We're going to have a good time chatting about crazy stuff. And that's a good thing when you do conspiracy theories. You could talk about the most insane thing in the world and just have a good fun time with it. So we'd love to have you guys come on. Thunder Arrow says, I've got one, but I will seriously offend folks. Well, dude, come on and offend, though. You ain't offending me. That's for damn sure. Although I seem to be offensive, people tell me. I always thought I was a nice guy, Booster, but I'm offensive.
I thought you were always defensive.
Defensive.
Like we care if someone's offensive.
It's true.
Grow some balls.
It's true. All right, guys. Anyway, thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow. And Dinale, take us out of here, man.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for FanSpeak today. Join us for tomorrow for TFT. We'll have hopefully, maybe, possibly, Ben Henderson.
Oh no, he's coming.
Okay, just in case his power doesn't, hit, or my power doesn't hit. Whoever's. Join my newsletter at dinalescomics.com for any future updates, news, and offering for the Immortal Mask. As it get closer, I'm excited to show you guys the fruits of our labor, the first stage. But until it's ready, I can't release anything. But as always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Namaste.
All right. Later, guys.
Aloha.